All right, this is my review for Peacemaker, latest episode of Peacemaker. What I will say is, I definitely like this episode. You know what's crazy? This episode, before it started, I saw the runtime and I was like, this might be one of the shortest episodes. It's like only 36 minutes or whatever, 30 minutes. I think that this might be the best episode of the season. It's short, but I think it's short. It's short, but what I really like about it is, you know, they balance the comedy and the action and the seriousness and the tone very well. And I think that's really because there's so much to do in this episode, as far as a lot of payoffs and certain things for the different universe, or the pocket universe, basically. The different dimension. So there's so much to tie up in that dimension. So it forces them to kind of be a little more serious. And I like that. Like, James Gunn, he's cool. I like when he's balanced more, when it's more balanced with the comedy and the quirkiness and everything. So I think that's why this is my favorite episode. It was very balanced. And I'm saying more balanced, but it definitely was a little bit more serious. If I'm being honest, I like it more serious, but then some spurts of comedy, not super comedy. But I really enjoyed it. And then what I would say is definitely I wasn't expecting what happened to his brother from the other dimension. I didn't expect everything like that to happen to his family and his father. The revelation with his father was insane. Like, I mean, like, I didn't really see that coming at all. And it kind of makes you think, like, okay, obviously we like enjoying the show. We like these characters, Peacemaker and his team, and they go out and they take people out, and they have a brand of justice that they carry out. And it's just like, when you see the way, obviously there's different ways things can be done, but when you're watching the show, you're like, oh yeah, there's action, whatever. And then it's like, it's interesting how we got to see from a different point of view, and then like it's really going, like, so that was kind of crazy. I didn't expect him to go out like that. And I'm sure there'll be repercussions if they make further seasons. I'm sure there'll be repercussions for what they did in that dimension, but I guess we'll have to see. But honestly, they could leave it like that if they want, a looming kind of idea of it. But I don't know where Peacemaker's gonna go from here if he doesn't want to be, go crazy with the taking people out. So if he chooses to renounce, not renounce taking people out, but maybe trying to go about it in a different way, that could be interesting. But I don't know, because his character is built so much upon really taking people out in so many interesting ways and just being so vicious in the name of justice. That's his character is really built on. He's gonna get peace by any means. So I don't know where he's gonna go from this. If he's gonna, I don't know. It's interesting, because it could be interesting character work and him to kind of figure some stuff out, or he could be introspective and realize, okay, he still wants to take people out, but he's gonna be more thoughtful about it. So that might be something that they can work with. But it's just, he's already come so far, he's already done so much. And what was really impactful when they did the flashback scene where you see him taking out Rick Flag, and he's just thinking about his life and thinking about, like, everything he touches, he just takes, everything he touches just goes bad. And yeah, he's a weapon, he himself is a weapon. So it's just hard for him to, it's hard for him to not be a weapon. But I'm curious where it's gonna go. And I mean, this really kind of felt like a finale honestly, to me, a little bit. So I don't know what they're gonna do in the next episode. I don't know how they're gonna tie it up, but hopefully it's longer than this 30 minutes we got. But like I said, this is my favorite episode. I think it's because it was balanced well with the comedy and the seriousness. And I'm trying to work around spoilers and talk in a way where people could still enjoy the review without crazy spoiling things. But if you know the episode, you know what I'm talking about. And I think that it'll be interesting to, he just has to come to some type of terms with the fact that he has to take people out, and he's and he has to figure out how to balance it, because there was such a way to balance it in the other universe. Like even when he took out his alternate self, I was like sad in the first episode. I was like, damn, I wish he didn't do that. It would have been interesting to see them interact, but he just took him out so quick. But that's his character. He just, it was an accident, but still, it's like it's part of the show. And the last thing I'll say is the intro song. Intro song always makes me happy. At first, I wasn't sure how I felt about it, but I gotta be honest. I normally wait to watch these episodes like almost like a little over a week, and then I watch it. And every time I press play and the intro starts, I smile, and it's just like, it's stupid, but I think that I like this show because it injects fun and injects comedy, but then it also has some serious moments. And then the thing I want to say is that even though I don't like when James Gunn goes super hard on the comedy, sometimes it works. Sometimes it works. Sometimes it's just, it goes so far that it makes you smile, and I think that's what it's supposed to do. One thing I'm happy about too is that we finally got a moment to see Hardcore and Chris share moments. One of my issues with the series in the very beginning is they kind of threw in a Hardcore and Chris kind of love thing going on, and I never really felt that from season 1. So I'm happy that they showed it. They gave this episode gave us a moment, let them have a moment, and I think that the more moments they give them, then they'll go root for them. But I think they just gotta continue that. If they're gonna make another season, they need to show Hardcore really warming up to Chris and showing that maybe that relationship could actually work. But right now the way Chris is kind of, well, not kind of, he's distraught, and now there's also another piece, which is what Hardcore was about to do at the very end. It's like, I don't know if he's ever gonna find out, but I'm sure he most likely will if they do another season, and that may be something they have to talk about. But because everyone has their own decisions. But it seemed like Chris he's having a little bit of self-reflection about him and his whole team. So I'm curious what's gonna happen with like I said, how is he gonna move forward as the Peacemaker? Like the Peacemaker, anything for peace. Like how is he gonna do that? So that's something extremely curious to me, and I wanna like I said, if they really didn't do this Hardcore and Chris thing, I just need them to really give us a little bit more tenderness, show us some more moments like they did in the motorcycle, because that was, even though it was a small moment, it did so much. Like I was watching it and I was like, okay, like it did so much. It really did. So it's interesting how just those small moments that they put them through the series, they could have really helped us really see, okay, this Hardcore and Chris thing really coming together. But I gotta rewatch season 1, but I don't think when I watched season 1, I feel like every time he tried to talk to her, she was always standoff. I don't feel like there was ever a point where you could kind of see like how they are now. You know what I mean? I thought it was always gonna be like they're just platonic. You know what I mean? And he was gonna find someone else. So, and hopefully they do that in the next season. I mean, now they're kind of coming together, so they might not. But I was kind of hoping Chris would go on his own and find someone else, and then leave Hardcore, and then maybe in the future they find a way to each other. But if it works, it works. But they just need to do more work on Hardcore and show that she's really in it the way Chris is in it. Cause I don't really want it to be one-sided. But this episode was well balanced. You still had the James Gunn-ness of it, and then you had the serious tone of it, and I think that's why it was my favorite episode. But hopefully we'll see how it all ends. I don't think this is gonna be a finale that's gonna like ruin the episode or anything. I feel like they're tying everything up pretty well. Like from the beginning of the series to now, this show, I feel like it's only gotten better, and that's good. So, all right, it's the Joe Know the Name. Spread love and light. Take care, and hopefully you guys enjoy Peacemaker. Let's get out of here.